Now, without further ado, this is my great privilege to introduce our first keynote speaker to you, Professor Rikiya Abe. Professor Abe is the Presidential Endowed Chair of Digital Grid at the University of Tokyo. He is also the Representative Director of Digital Grid Consortium in Japan. Professor Abe received his PhD from Electronics Engineering at the University of Tokyo, and he has worked as an electrical engineer at the wholesale power company, J-Power, in Japan. He was a visiting researcher at the U.S. Electric Power Research Institute, and his special fields of interest include renewable energy, energy storage, and of course, smart grids. And he has set up an NGO of Digital Grid Consortium in year 2012, and he has since served as the CEO of that NGO. He has been a co-chair of Presidential Endowed Chair of the Electric Power Network Innovation by Digital Grid at the University of Tokyo, and he has also set up a Digital Grid Solution Company, which applies digital grid technology to electrify off-grid areas in Kenya, Tanzania, and many other villages across the world. So, of course, a very dynamic background of Professor Abe. We are definitely very good, happy to have you with us to give us the keynote speech. Professor Abe, please.
Thank you, Professor Ma and Professor Berry. Appreciate that honorable keynote speech for this big, important conference. My topic is digital grid, the realization of Internet of Energy in Japan. This is maybe a new word. This conference is for smart grid. What the digital grid? Nobody knows this name, this word, because this word, digital grid, is made by myself. But I registered. I teach business in the university. So for the student, I said, when you got a big idea, you should register the patent, then register, then write a paper. So I did it as such a procedure. Digital grid is kind of beyond smart grid. If you want to make a real smart grid, it is necessary to have something about electric solution. Otherwise, you cannot send your power to everybody and distinguish the power and solve the solution for cascading outage. So this is a combination of power electronics and business. Think about digital technology in the communication area. We have a big revolution in coming up to 40 years. It's the same history of my getting adult in the society. I graduated communication technology, computer technology at the University of Tokyo, and my friend going to this industry. I went to power industry, and those industry, communication industry, has a very big change, struggling and changing company and changing technology from analog to digital. You know, this type of digital communication is, analog communication is very good because all the wire is connected to your, the person you are talking to. But this technology, sometimes it is disconnected and it's not rely on, but you can talk many people together and you can send the movies and real-time football game in Europe. So similar thing has happened. You never realize, but oh, sorry. This is analog technology, and this is digital technology. And transaction is just digital numbers. The market is huge now. Before digital economy, you have to bring your stock in a paper, printed paper, and if you lose a paper, you lose big money. Now, if you lose digit, you lose big money. This is just a digit. What happens in power? Current power system is all analog. Generator rotates at the frequency speed and send their power to your home at the same speed. So people say alternative current. That means alternating, same as the generators. 50 hertz means 50 cycles generating, rotating magnet inside the generator at 50 cycles per second. So what will happen? The power comes into digitalized. This is my question. And the market itself in the communication is, in Japan, it is about 20 times larger than before in 30 years. So if we digitalize this technology, you will get huge size of market. We are also responsible for the future environment. I talked at least, and California is kind of coming into desert area. We should come to this nice circumstances. How to do that? We should utilize renewable energy. Of course, we know carbon dioxide makes this kind of weather. But people say photovoltaic is very expensive and it is not utilized. Maybe 5 years ago in Japan, all the people say photovoltaic is not a real solution. And still people say it is a kind of just subsidizing a little bit. But the price of the photovoltaic is going down. If you Google price photovoltaic, all the charts says, decreasing. And also photovoltaic needs a battery. If you Google battery price, then you will find this chart. Everybody think battery price will rapidly drop down. So why don't we come into photovoltaic battery renewable energy system? Because the price is dropping down. We have a big problem in the power system. Current power system is very much against to photovoltaic distributed generation. It is very difficult. This is kind of a technical thing, so people don't realize, but our system is not good for the distributed energy. I talk about technical problem and business model problem. First, technical problem. This is Japan, and it is kind of difficult. Japan is divided into two areas, 50 hertz area and 60 hertz area. Do you notice that difference? It is a result of history. Tokyo Electric buy 50 hertz generator. And as I said, a 50 hertz generator cannot connect with 60 hertz. So there are 60 hertz or 130 hertz or 400 hertz area, but they merge. When it merges, they have to have same frequency. Otherwise, alternative current has plus and minus and big accident. Kansai Electric bought a 60 hertz generator from United States. So they merge all the power plants and transmission lines. Then this west part is 60 hertz and 50 hertz. Finally, we found we cannot connect, so we have a frequency conversion stations here. Also, Hokkaido area has a little island separated, so we cannot connect directly because the little bit movement in even a 50 hertz area. So we have a direct current connection. And you don't realize in United States, you don't connect west and east. It is difficult, it's far away, so it's always moving. And Texas, you cannot connect Texas. It is a kind of political issue. They want to be independent. In Europe, Scandinavian, Denmark, connected by DC line because the route is far away, so you cannot connect directly. It is like this generation and demand, and the transmission line is moving same frequency and sometimes oscillating a wave and sometimes twisted up. That means blackout. Very fragile. If you have a photovoltaic wind, then demand changes, or you could say generation changes, then it is very difficult to control. So we may have a blackout. Actually, we had a blackout, but nothing happens in the area of 60 hertz area. It is stopped of cascading. So people think smart grid is very good, but smart grid is controlling the power system by information technology. Information technology is very fast, but in terms of electric speed, it is speed of light, very fast. So it is very difficult to control by telling tariff or I don't know, many kind of controlling system argued in smart grid system, but very slow. So Google and Microsoft once come into the smart grid area, but they already gone. They cannot make business because there are lots of electrical constraints. So what the solution for the technical point? What I think is to make a group of multiple segmented grids that is controlling small groups, because as I said, total group is very difficult by oscillating. So make it small. It is possible because the solar energy is distributed, wind energy is distributed, so you have energy resources in every town and villages. So a little bit separate, then you can have a kind of a very smart grid everywhere and controlled by himself. Like this. Conventional grid has one big heart, strong heart, 50 hertz frequency, supplying all the power to your head, leg, everywhere. But sometimes, if you have a sunshine, you move your head. It's very bright. And if you have some hit on your leg, you may fall down. Everything fall down. That is whole blackout. It is happening every year, every country. So divided into smaller grids, buffaloes. Everybody has different frequency, different movement, and very active, and stick together. How do we stick together? It is a kind of a technical thing, but it's power electronics. A little bit realistic. Conventional grid is supplied by big power generator to the industry community, but still same as giraffe, big heart supplying it to your leg and to your head. But digital grid is, we have a power electronics solution here, and every cell, I said cell, because your cell is active by yourself, and active cell is helping each other and active each other. This is my concept of digital grid. So digitalize the grid system by using digital grid routers. Then what happens? Before that, I will explain a little bit more power electronics. That is a little bit difficult for non-engineering background people, but I try. This is inverter, AC to DC, bidirectional inverter. You can find air conditioner and pumps, many places. AC can be converted to DC, and DC can be converted to AC. So if we combine and cover and convert the analog power, digitalize to DC, and then degenerate analog power. So you can make a 50 hertz, 60 hertz, or if you control frequency 0, you can make a DC, different AC. Not only this, you should apply IP address. Then you can identify what power is converted, how much, when, from where. So large synchronous grid, one big giraffe is going to be smaller cells and put digital grid router and IP addresses. Then you can send the power from where you want and to where you want to send. And nesting is possible. So the size of these cells are city size, town size, village size, industrial area size. Then this is a kind of conceptual writing, but the digital grid is, this part is conventional grid, and cells are located in your town, your school, or the university, and put the routers. If you have a blackout, some of your cells are blackout, but other cells are still living, alive. Then send back the power and return to the original state. This is technical part. Now, I'd like to talk about the business part. And how many minutes do I have? Okay. Business model has a big problem too. Now you maybe get used to business part. Big, large company occupies everything from generation to the customer. Conventional utility business is based on investment recovery from for the 15 years, 20 years period under very much regulated basis. And under deregulation movement, a number of electric power markets started, but still they have lots of electrical constraints. You cannot fight with them. You can send power because the line is so thin, and you cannot generate power photovoltaic because the supply is already done by ourselves. Why? There are something. That is electrical constraints. So amateur cannot join in the market. So only limited, knowledgeable players are allowed in this market. If we have IP addressable power routers, which means we can identify the power, then every power can have different value. Then we can control everything because computer is very strong now. So you can identify your power in your house and transact or swap. Everything can be done. This is new type of business model, and large power company doesn't like that, but we can solve the energy constraints together with, then we can make a retail initiative business. For example, you have a power in one cell, you have a battery, and you store the energy here. And again, digital grid routers, it is a power electronics combined with the IP address. If you want to send the power from here, you operate these power electronics devices, IP address 1237, then you can send the power like this. You are sending red color power through cell number 1, number 2, number 3, and finally going to battery 2. If you don't like this line, because it is very expensive, you can choose green line. Then you just operate IP address number 9, 1 and 9, and send it here like this. This is actually, we can do it. And actually, the power company is doing similar kind of thing. It's not a power electronics. It's a transformer tap changer, something like that. Then one more big feature in a power system. This is Internet of Electricity. If you send yellow color power to this person, then if you want to send red color to this person, actually power is sending like a yellow arrow. But if you have opposite direction power, you can cancel. Power is very interesting. Voltage is same, but current is 180-degree phase shift means this direction of power and the other direction of the power. So cancel. So if you send red color, cancel. Now you don't have to send the power. You don't operate this router. You just change the information. Like an ATM machine sending your money to your father Of course, you are sending money your father. I'm not sure. So this is kind of swapping the power. Of course, you can, if you can swap the power, you can make a deliverables and derivatives, and maybe CO2 credit. You can exchange CO2 credit. You can divide CO2 credit. If you have a tax, you can exchange tax. If you have forecasting index, insurance, many kind of products can be transacted. It's just digital information. We have made several digital grid routers. It is small size, but 2 kilowatt and 5 kilowatt, and we are now developing this more interesting product. But if you have this kind of a real product, you can make photovoltaic. Photovoltaic is DC and shall be converted to AC and sent to AC line. Wind maybe also it's a changeable variable speed, so we can make it DC and change to AC again. Then you can send the power like this. It is power packet. Also, if you want to mail to somebody from your house to friend's house, or very nice talent, if his birthday, the power generated at his birthday will be a premium. I don't know. So digital grid solution is sending power from certain place to the other place. And these can be operated by service provider. So service provider is going to act as a certificated bank. How do we record and control those transactions? It is very easy, like a bank book. You have this kind of a record. This is very short term. You have a CO2 credit, a tax, many things, and maybe cancel something and swap something, just a digital technology. Then the price will go down or go up. This is a question. But lots of transaction happens every 30 minutes, every 15 minutes, because every time the circumstance changes, sunshine changes, wind changes. So sometimes requirement is large, or sometimes requirement is low. Then current model price and quality is like this. Supply curve is horizontal and demand curve is vertical. But now we can identify, people try to generate from lower price generation. And also people want to store the power, because when it is cheap, they want to store, and when it is expensive, they don't want buy. So current market is like this size, but future size is very variety and very large. Then what will happen? Lots of product will be available, because the price of the power decreasing, then some product can be available because the price of the energy. Then produce more, then again the price lowers. I don't know hamburger relates on electricity, but synthetic fuel, this is not oil, this is synthetic fuel, is very related to the energy price. And energy price is made by photovoltaic is very low. It is just a fixed price investment. So the fuel related price is very low. Then I think revolution with low electricity price will make a huge market. Then what will happen? Nice circumstance, good earth. We have to be very much responsive for the next generation. So we are working in Africa, Kenya and Tanzania. They can achieve this kind of light. So we have different technology to make it possible for the people. We are working with kiosks in a local village which has no electricity. We provide rechargeable lantern, and they charge mobile phone, and at night they study, and surprisingly they charge radio and dance. That entertainment is the most attractive solution. And this is not a donation, this is business. We have an internet access, mobile phone has internet access, so we develop application in Android software. Then in Japan, we recognize which kiosk owner is very smart and the other is not so good. And also we are providing not only electricity, but also some sort of products like sugar, salt, and I don't know the name, eye medicine, and lots of such kind of things. It's a kind of convenience store in a local non-electrified village. We are using photovoltaic only and battery. So I think next power, electricity or energy will be quite different from the history we have been experienced. Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you, Professor Abe, for this wonderful keynote speech, which brought together, obviously, the technical challenges, smart grid solutions, as well as the business opportunities. And a very good way to kickstart the whole discussion for this whole day conference. So now we have about 10 minutes for Q&A session with Professor Abe. And then actually we will have a panel discussion before the lunch break. So we will have another chance to invite Professor Abe with other speakers in the morning session to discuss further. But now we have 10 minutes. So Professor Abe, please stay on the stage. And then feel free to share your comments or raise a question. And please let us know your name and your affiliation and keep your comments succinct. Okay, thank you. So welcome comments and questions. Yeah, we have Mr. Park, and then we have, sorry, it's too early. And then have Xu Yan. Okay.
Thank you for your very interesting presentation. You mentioned about digital grid router, You already developed Mark 1 and Mark 2, and Mark 4 is under development. Well, I'm curious about the technology or commercialization. Is already proved in the pilot test already in Japan?
Thank you for good question. It is very difficult. It is very kind of advanced technology. I didn't think so, but for the other people, it is very different technology. My concept is like a computer, personal computer. Personal computer is, before that, it's a huge computer. And each company make different computer system, big computer system. Now, what we see is computer is about same. You can buy from Dell and other places. Then software is the most important thing. So what I'm trying to do is same thing in inverter. Inverter now is a very sophisticated product, hardware, software mixed, and every company has different type of inverter. What I'm doing is software is quite divided from hardware, and hardware is mass production, and interface is very important. Then controlling, making AC, 50 hertz, 60 hertz, DC, everything, and moving this way or the other way, everything is done by software. This will make rapid price drop. I hope so. So I'm trying to do so, but it is difficult to get investment for that. It is difficult to understand, to persuade, to understand. That's the current situation, but I'm doing.
Okay, thank you. Now, Dr. Xu Yan from Chinese University of Hong Kong.
Yes, thanks for the interesting talk. Thank you very much. The question is, for example, if we use a digital grid, if we don't substantially increase our energy storage capacities in the grid, how much renewables can we absorb into the grid? Thanks.
Okay, that's also a very good question. Actually, I said battery is very important today, but what I'm developing is in a digital grid cell, we don't need battery. It's quite different type of technology. Also, that is in a testing period, and in a simulation, it is working very well, but no real project yet. What I'm doing is, it's kind of technical, but inverter has a clock inside, and the clock it has to synchronize everywhere. Synchronization is very important. As I said before, the synchronization oscillates, then the big accident happens. So if we have a very good synchronization, the grid system is quite different. So what I'm doing for the synchronization is using time clock from GPS. Satellite. Satellite has very accurate time clock. So satellite has a tact and make an orchestra for all the inverters. Then we don't have to worry about the synchronization in a cell. That means we can control the voltage, and when the demand changes, we still control the voltage. Then we don't have to worry about the battery system. It is a linear electric system. Then maybe this is kind of difficult, but electrical engineering will completely change it inside a cell. But cell is too accurate, so we cannot connect conventional system. Conventional system is fluctuating the frequency, so we need AC to DC, DC to AC connection. It's a flexible connection. That is digital grid router.
Thank you, Professor Abe. Please join me to thank Professor Abe once again for giving us a wonderful keynote speech. Thank you.